everybody. Welcome again to another edition of Sports Masters. We are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
We are back and just as mediocre as ever with Week 2 of the 2015 NFL season. Week 1 was a humdinger. Like, wow. There were some upsets. There were some crazy games. There was some really good football being played last week. Yeah. And some surprising results and stuff. So,
definitely.
Before we get into Week 2, let's do a quick recap of Week 1. In Week 1, we had the Thursday night game, the Steelers against the Patriots in Foxborough, and the Patriots won 28-21. The controversy over the headsets, which is retarded.
Stupid, yeah. They just proved that out.
There was some jokes that Belichick made it rain harder when the Pittsburgh Steelers had the ball.
Missed the field goals.
Yes, didn't cover Gronk. It was because of the headsets. All right, then moving on to the next into the Sunday games, the Colts played the Bills, and the Bills won 27-14. That was great. We both picked the Colts to win that.
Everyone picked the Colts to win that.
Yes. Then we had the Browns at the Jets, and the Jets won. We both had the Browns. Then there was the Panthers, the Jags. We both had the Jags winning, and the Panthers won. The Packers and the Bears, and the Packers won in Chicago. Big surprise there, right?
On a pick. Was it a pick six from Jay Cutler? I knew he threw a pick at the end, but
was it a pick six? I think so.
Yeah, either way. Okay.
And then the Kansas City Chiefs against the Texans, and the Chiefs won.
I chose Texans. You chose Chiefs.
Yep, so that's the only difference so far. Then we had the Dolphins at the Redskins, and the Dolphins won. We both had the Dolphins. The Seahawks at the Rams, and the Rams won.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Really, good game.
That was a crazy good game. Like the Seahawks really came back from behind.
Yeah,
but ultimately went into overtime, and they lost in overtime.
Yeah.
But then we had the Lions at the Chargers. We both had the Lions winning, and the Chargers won.
Lost, yeah.
And then there's the Saints at the Cardinals. We both had the Cardinals winning, and they did. Then there's Ravens and Broncos, which was a very low-scoring game for two really good teams. It was only 13-19. The Broncos won. We both had the Broncos winning. And even though I didn't really want either team to win...
Yeah, that's one of those games.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
I think both can't lose.
But I hate the Ravens more.
Yeah.
At least I have respect for Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that's really the difference is the respect.
Yeah.
Which is, even then, is very little.
Yeah. All right, then we had the Bengals at the Raiders, and the Bengals won. We both had Bengals winning, so that's good. The Titans at the Buccaneers, the number 1 and 2 draft pick against each other in the first week of the NFL, and the Titans slaughtered them 42-14.
Yes.
That's crazy. We both had the Titans winning, and they did. Then we had the
James
late
Winston.
night game, the Giants. Yeah, we couldn't remember his name last week. The Giants at the Cowboys, and I picked the Giants. You picked the Cowboys, and the Cowboys barely snuck one in at the very last possible moment.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. I was rooting for the Cowboys because I hate the Giants. I just thought the Giants would win.
Right.
And I'm so glad they lost. So glad.
Yeah, you put a lot of stock into the Giants. I think you did that a lot last year too. I don't know why. I don't see them I never have. I mean, even when they won the Super Bowl, I don't think they're a very good team. They just kind of got lucky. But anyway,
that's true.
Moving on.
All right, then the Monday night games. We had the Eagles at the Falcons. We both had the Eagles winning. They almost did. They came back to get it to 26. Well, they had the lead after they scored last time, and then the Falcons scored again.
Yeah, when I was watching it earlier on, I didn't watch the whole game, but I remember thinking, like, there's no chance for the Falcons, or they're gonna get slaughtered. But it didn't happen. Yeah,
but the Eagles lost 26-24. Then the other Monday night game was the Vikings at the 49ers, which we both had the Niners winning, and they did 20-3.
Miserable loss for the Vikings. What a bad game that they played, man.
Yeah.
Bridgewater, I thought he was going to improve a lot this year.
Right, me too.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, that's too bad. Right. Week 2, I'll start out. We got the Broncos at the Chiefs for the Thursday night game.
Man, last year there was a lot of hoopla about the Chiefs possibly winning one of the games, and because they were a pretty good team last year. That was it. They had a unbeaten record until they played the Broncos.
No, that was
right?
2 years. That was the 2013
was
season.
Before?
Yeah, that was their first season with both teams. It was their first season
Alex
with their
Smith and with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow.
Both teams were undefeated until they played each other.
Yeah.
And one of them had to lose, and it was Kansas City. Yeah.
Right, but either way, I remember last year I kept thinking the Chiefs were going to win, but they never do. They don't beat the Broncos, so
no, they don't.
I don't see that stopping despite the poorly played game by the Broncos last week. And maybe this is the week that it happens.
I hadn't even had a chance to look at the matchups this week, so this is like all brand new to me.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go Broncos. I don't think I can pick the Chiefs here.
Yeah, wow. I'm walking the tightrope on this one. Like it is either way because the Chiefs look so much better than the Broncos did in Week 1. But we know the Broncos to be a really good team. Their defense is good, and they have all the weapons on offense to make it.
Yeah.
So Oh man, I'm gonna have to go Broncos. You're right. I mean, their overall team is just so much better. Their offense played poorly last week. It was really Peyton Manning that played poorly last week, but yeah, he just needs to get back in the groove, and so I think that
maybe he won't. I mean,
maybe he won't. But yeah.
All right, now first game we have lined up for Sunday morning is Patriots at the Bills.
Look at the Bills. Wow, the Bills are looking really good. This is one of those teams that got better in the offseason. Mm-hmm. Rex Ryan's only purpose in life is to beat the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And the Patriots, while they looked good, they didn't look great.
Well, I saw a power ranking this morning, and I'm sure there's lots of different ones, but Patriots are number one. Mm-hmm. So
he had the best quarterback rating, I think.
I mean, he had 19. That was a franchise record, 19 straight completions. So
yeah. I have to go Patriots, even though they're on the road and it is hostile territory. Yeah. But the Bills are looking really good, but I gotta go Patriots.
Yeah, I would have been very disappointed if you had said Bills here. I won't be surprised if they win one of the games. I won't be surprised if we lose at least one to each of the teams in our division this year. Right, I mean, that's how good our division, I think, is. And finally, things are... I mean, I almost prefer it that way. I mean, give us some competition. Everyone's always saying, the Patriots always win because their division's terrible. Well, I don't know that that's really true. I mean, I think our division's pretty solid, but this year especially, they've all vastly improved. So my pick is the Patriots, but I guess I could say I won't be too surprised.
Yeah.
So,
all right, next we have the Titans at the Browns. This should be a pretty good matchup. Two young quarterbacks.
Yeah. It is a good one. They're
if the Browns are even sticking with Manziel.
Manziel, yeah. I guess just based on the scoreboard last week. I mean, Manziel had a couple of his, trademark running plays, ran for a touchdown. I don't know if he actually ran in for a touchdown, but he has some pretty good runs. But any other quarterback can throw that same distance. It looks real good because he's doing it, but you run less risk of your quarterback getting injured when you're not doing that. So I don't think it's enough to carry them to a victory against the Titans. So I'm going to go Titans? Question mark?
All right. Well, similar reasons for me. Like, the Browns don't look all that great. Manziel's not all that great. Yeah, he can run, but it seems like he tries to be the star. Like, I remember watching that college championship game with the dude that used to play for the Titans. I forget his name. He ended up winning the game for Texas against USC. This is like 06, the 05 season. And the dude from USC won the Heisman, and he ended up getting drafted by the Cardinals, and he sucked.
Yeah, you're talking about Liner. Yeah, Matt Liner. Yeah.
I forget the other guy's name.
The black guy, right?
Yeah, from Texas, University of Texas or whatever.
Man, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But I remember watching that, and I didn't watch any college football back then. I didn't watch any football really back then. But I remember just watching a little bit of the game towards the end, and the dude from Texas ran it a few times, and they had to score to win the game. I was like, he's gonna run it in to score.
I actually just watched a documentary too, a week ago, an hour-long documentary about that game, and that's how bad I am with names. I can't remember his name, but
I knew he was gonna run it in, to score because he wanted to score. Mm-hmm. He wanted to win the game and win the championship against the Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
And the same thing with Manziel. I feel like he wants
to run
to be the star.
There's been so many plays that they've diagrammed. They're like, look at this guy, he's wide open, and he runs. He wants to do it.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be his downfall. He wants to be the star instead of he wants to win the game.
To someone else, which looks just as good, but he's this rich, spoiled kid. So
so I think the Texans are going to win, same as you.
All right.
Or not Texans, Titans.
Well, speaking of the devil, Texans at the Panthers.
Okay, well, this is interesting because both lost, the Texans lost a week, but we thought the Panthers were going to lose last week. But the Panthers looked surprisingly well, albeit against a really crappy team in the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go with the Texans on this because I think overall they're a better team. J.J. Watt's going to tackle Cam Newton so many times. It's going to be silly. And I think, I don't know about the Texans quarterback situation. They took Hoyer out.
They took Hoyer from Mallett.
But Mallett did really well. He started throwing the ball.
Yeah, he almost led him to a comeback. I think he did throw a pick, but he.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with the Texans because I think even if they do go between quarterbacks, both of them are pretty good. So,
right. Last week we differed and I went Texans, and this week I'm going to differ and go against the Texans. Despite their lack of receivers, they managed last week to win their game to the Panthers.
Right, against the Jags.
Yeah. But as you had just alluded to, the Texans, their quarterback situation, Mallett always was terrible. I mean, every week I listen to Patriots, talk radio experts, on the Patriots, and every week all they would talk about is how Ryan Mallett would overthrow everyone, and he's not the worst quarterback. Even in the league right now, I'd say he's probably better than a few, but I don't like Cam Newton, but even Cam Newton's better than Ryan Mallett, so I'm going to go Panthers here.
All right. Well, next we got the Cardinals at the Bears.
Bears are terrible. I mean, Cardinals beat the Saints, and that was one that I wasn't sure about. I don't know how the Saints are going to do this year, but hopefully that wasn't that the Saints are just that much worse now, and more that the Cardinals are consistently good now, which would be great. And either way, I think they're a far better team than the Bears, and on the road, I think they will come out victors against the Bears.
Yeah, the Cardinals. I mean, Carson Palmer's back.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He won 14 of his last 16 games that he's been the starter. So
yeah, I think he won all the games he started last year.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know, but I know he's won 14 of the last 16. I don't know where those losses were peppered in.
Maybe it was like home games that he started or something.
Right.
But
yeah.
He won pretty much all the games that he started last year for us. Then he went down. And we still continued to win. So I think our organization, it's a good organization. We have a lot of talented people. So, and the Bears still suck.
Yeah.
So I have to go Cardinals, just like you.
All right. I guess that's that. Moving on, we got the Chargers at the Bengals. That's pretty interesting.
This isn't interesting. This is just like last week when the Chargers played the Lions.
Right.
I think all three of those teams, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Lions, they're all like, they're good, they're not great. Their quarterbacks are good, but they're not great.
Or consistent in the Bengals case, so inconsistent. But.
Yes. And the Chargers, they ended up winning their game. We both went against them. And we both picked the Lions. And, you're right. The Bengals, their quarterback with
Andy
Dalton, he just seems really inconsistent. One week he's good, the next week he's not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Phillip Rivers and the Chargers on the road.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree. It's almost a coin flip, but the Bengals looked so good. But I mean, there's that inconsistency, so I mean it can go either way. But I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna say Bengals at home, and I don't have a whole lot more to say beyond what you just said. So
at home, that is a good point. I should have taken into consideration.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next we have the Lions against the Vikings.
And it's the Vikings. Yeah. We're just talking to the Lions again in that mid-tier versus the Vikings, who have consistently been in the lower end. And
yes.
Really, last week they were the worst team. Of all the games played, I don't think I saw any team play worse than the Vikings. So I'm gonna have to go Lions here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to totally agree on that. The Lions are so much better than the Vikings. I thought Bridgewater would be good, and maybe he just had a really bad night.
Game, but it was a bad night.
Yeah, I mean, there's still hope. The Vikings.
Yeah.
But I don't think
they're supposed to have a solid defense. Everyone's been.
Yeah, and what's his name is back? Peterson.
Oh yeah, and Adrian Peterson. Yeah. Most importantly.
Yeah, he's back, but I don't think he did anything.
Yeah.
Some other guy took the spotlight, but anyway, I think the Lions are just a better team, and they're gonna win. This is a divisional game, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
So against a divisional team, even though it's. The Lions are on the road. I think they're going to come back from a loss for the win.
All right. Let's see. Next we have the Buccaneers at the aforementioned Saints.
Wow. This is a tough one because neither team looked good. We know the Saints can do well. They don't have Jimmy Graham. That's a big deal. But they do have Drew Brees, who has already established himself as a good quarterback, and
he's up there in the conversation with the best of them. So
yeah, and then this new guy, who we just said his name a couple minutes ago, now I can't remember.
Or Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. Okay. Yeah. He's supposed, the number one draft pick. He did really well in college. but he didn't. He did throw a touchdown pass in the game, but he didn't look all that great. I'm going to go with Saints at home. They're usually pretty good at home. Even though last year they weren't. I'm going to have to go with the safe bet of the Saints at home.
Yeah.
Against the Bucs.
Right. Yeah, I have zero reason to disagree with that. I've never liked Jameis Winston. I mean, my eye test. I think a lot of people don't like to talk about his disposition and his demeanor because they want to be politically correct or whatever. But he's just an idiot. I mean, to hear him talk and. I mean that has to go into his decision making. You know what I mean? I mean if he's willing to talk and act that way, and he's willing to steal crab legs, things like that, he's not going to make good decisions on the field either. I mean, he's established himself as a good quarterback under pressure. He's led teams to victories, in the college game. So I guess he's not all bad, but I just don't see that ever working out. I don't see the Buccaneers pulling out of their skid with that guy. So. And I don't see them doing against the Saints, so I'm going to go Saints at home, and I think the Saints hopefully kind of redeem themselves.
Yeah, so would I. All right, next we have the Falcons at the Giants.
This one's interesting, based on last week's game. The Giants were winning that game against the Cowboys, who are a very stalwart team. I'm going to have to say... F the Jets and Falcons, and that's really all I got to say. They probably both the same, I'd say, but Falcons on the road.
You mean fuck the Giants?
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, fuck the Jets too. But fuck the
Giants. The Falcons looked pretty good.
Yeah.
The Giants looked all right. Both teams were just making really bad, mistakes and stuff. So. In last week's game, the Giants and Cowboys. A lot of bad things happened for both teams.
Yeah.
And the Giants almost won, and the Cowboys are a good team. But, yeah, fuck the Giants.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with the Falcons, even though I don't really know. I don't really have a gut feeling who's going to win. It's just, I don't.
If it's a coin flip here, you fuck the Giants.
Yeah, and it is a coin flip because I don't, it could go either way. I don't really care, except that I hate the Giants so much that I do.
Yeah.
Normally, if it's just there's those two teams, I don't care.
Right.
But I hate the Giants, so Falcons.
That's exactly the level I'm on. All right. Next, we have the 49ers facing the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Ooh, in Pittsburgh. I think the Steelers, they played pretty well last week. They made some bad mistakes. They
missed some field goals.
Yeah, and we stopped them at the goal line and forcing them to kick field goals.
8 times, or I guess 6 times, or no, 7 times, or 6 times.
Something like that. I don't know.
Within the 5 yards. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. So we stopped them a bunch at the goal line, and I think they're going to come back and win this game. And the 49ers, they looked pretty good, although they didn't look great against the terrible Vikings. So. On the road, I think San Francisco is not going to get this win. I think the Steelers are going to win.
All right. I am, again, going to disagree. I think the 49ers, like you just said, they didn't look fantastic. But this running back they got, Hyde, Carlos Hyde, I think is his first name, he showed some flashes.
Yep.
Gore is no longer on the 49ers, correct?
No, he's on Indy, I think.
Indiana, okay. So... I never really loved Gore. He's always been kind of a powerhouse type running back, but running backs are a dime a dozen, and I think Hyde so far is looking better to me than Gore ever did. So, Gore's had flashes of good. I don't want to say brilliance, but
right.
Steelers are at home, but nonetheless, I just have a gut feeling here, 49ers. All right.
Well, next we got the Rams at the Redskins. This should be a no-brainer.
Yeah, Redskins, totally. Just kidding. Rams. Rams, yeah, the Redskins are a mess. And the Rams beat the Seahawks. They did it last year, and they've got Nick Foles, and I think that was a really good trade. Nick Foles to the Rams, it's working out. But part of me thinks that Bradford's a better quarterback. He just never fit quite right with the Rams. I don't know what it is, but I mean he's really been impressing a lot of people, is what I keep hearing. And he's constantly injured. That's another thing.
Yeah, it's really his first start in 600 days or something.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but Yeah. I think Nick Foles, good quarterback, and whoever the Redskins will be starting is not. So Rams.
Yeah, the Redskins just look really bad. Their quarterback situation, just everything, just looks bad. And the Rams, they look good. I mean, they did all right last year for being in a good division. You know, with the Cardinals being the number 1 team in the league like the whole season. Right. The Seahawks, you know, coming off a Super Bowl win and going to the Super Bowl again. You know, and then San Francisco kind of fell off last year, but you know they were all right for the rest of the season. So, you know, it was a good division, and the Rams, you know, held their own for the most part. Yeah. And now with this trade, like you said, I think it's a no-brainer. The Rams are going to beat the Redskins.
Yeah. All right. We have the Ravens at Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, the Ravens at the Raiders at Oakland.
This is a no-brainer too. The Ravens are going to win. Yeah. They're a much better team. The Raiders suck. Yeah. They looked so bad last week. I mean, I kind of have hopes for Carr. Yeah. You know, but I don't know.
Not working out.
Yeah, and isn't this like the longest the same quarterback has quarterbacked the Raiders in like 15 years or something, or 12 years or something? So.
I haven't heard that stat, but that is now that I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they have like a different quarterback every single year. So
crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of have hopes, but the Ravens are just so much better.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't look very good last week against the Broncos, but the Broncos also didn't look very good. Right. But we know the Ravens are a good team.
And I think the Broncos have really upgraded their defense, so that has a lot to do with that.
Yeah. So
there's another team that I forgot to mention that. But anyway, I agree. Raiders are terrible. I think the Ravens are just coming off it's not a terrible loss. I mean, the loss to the Broncos, but they'll come out on all cylinders, I would think. And then again, I mean, who gets ramped up for the Raiders? Wow, I almost died right now. Who gets? I'm sure they'll do preparation, but I guess that could be an upset that wouldn't totally stun me. You know what I mean? But sorry, I'm not picking the Ravens or the Raiders. Ravens are gonna win.
Yes. All right. Next, we have the Dolphins at the Jaguars.
Dolphins?
Again, this is a pretty.
What are we gonna say? Yeah, Dolphins are far better, and just another reason that this division, our division, the Patriots, are gonna be a tighter.
Yeah, the Dolphins are definitely going to win. The Jaguars aren't very good. I can see them maybe beating a few other teams, you know, but not the Dolphins. The Dolphins, Tannehill's a pretty good quarterback. This is another team that I would kind of put up there with the Lions and the Bengals and the Chargers.
Right.
You know, the Dolphins, like, it's just one of those teams where their quarterback is definitely good.
They could win any game, and they could lose any game.
Yeah. So, but I definitely think they're going to win this game.
This game, yeah. Okay, so Cowboys are facing the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Cowboys and Eagles. This is usually a really good matchup, divisional matchup.
Yeah.
Last year the Cowboys beat them on Thanksgiving and made Sanchez look pretty silly.
Yeah.
But it's a different Eagles team. It's like almost completely different.
And they have, great, the running back that they took from them last year.
I'm never going to remember it.
Every single week this happens. The second we turn it off, I'll remember his name. They have his running back. They have their running back. The Eagles took Cowboys running back.
DeMarco Murray?
DeMarco Murray, there we go.
All right. The Eagles do have DeMarco Murray, that's right. And but I think the Cowboys are going to win. They seem like a much better team overall. They've proven last year and already this year, under pressure, they can get it done. So I think the Cowboys are going to win on the road.
Again, I'm gonna differ. I think the Eagles. They got their win last week, and I think the Eagles are gonna win. It's just my gut. I mean, I think they're both, as far as skill, they're pretty closely aligned. But I think Chip Kelly, he's a mad scientist. I really do. I think that. I mean, I've questioned him a lot, but it's working out. You know what I mean?
They lost.
Yeah, but Sam Bradford has still looked really good. I think he's looked good. You're right, they did lose, but I think that this is going to put the division kind of back on it a little more equal. I just go with the Eagles here at home.
All right, I can see that. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles won.
Right.
But I think the Cowboys are going to win. All right, next we got the Seahawks at the Packers. Wow, this is going to be a good game.
I didn't even glance at that till now. That is a good one. Wow. Packers. I don't know what to say here. I think the Packers are going to win. It's tough because those are two good teams, you know. Those are two good teams. Packers on a win, Seahawks on a loss. Packers at home.
Yeah, this is one of those really tough ones where, because like Seattle, yeah, they lost last week to the Rams, but they lost last year to the Rams. You know, coming off a Super Bowl win and, you know, on their way to another Super Bowl. And the Packers probably should have went to the Super Bowl. They made a lot of big mistakes in that game. You know, just stupid mistakes. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah, dumb catch away from the Super Bowl. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers is probably the second best quarterback in the league. Brady and then Rodgers.
In my opinion.
And on any given day, it could be Rodgers is better.
Right.
You know, and the Seahawks, they've gotten better, it seems, on paper anyway.
Yeah.
It seems like they've gotten better, even though they lost last week.
Right.
But nobody goes into Lambeau and, you know, beats Green Bay.
Yeah.
It's like Foxborough not too long ago where nobody beat New England in Foxborough.
Right. And I just remember Cam Chancellor. That was one excuse that they were using. I don't know what's going on with Cam Chancellor. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, something about like he didn't want to sign a contract unless it was a big contract.
That's still what's going on?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think he finally did sign something.
Okay, because they were like lost without him. Like the defense, like it's not the Legion of Boom without him because they know he's there securing the area. Something like that. I forget what the verbiage was, but I guess that's another thing to consider. I think that might make a big difference, but. Nonetheless, I'm going to go Packers. Where did you go, Packers?
I went Packers.
All right.
Yep.
And last game, Monday night game, we have the Jets at Indianapolis Colts.
All right. Well, the Colts came off a miserable loss to the Bills, another division that the Jets are in, or team that the division the Jets are in. But Andrew Luck is a good quarterback, but he's the only thing keeping that team afloat.
Yeah.
You know, T.Y. Hilton, I guess, is the only person he can throw to.
Yeah.
And I want to say Colts.
Oh, don't do it.
And I'm gonna.
Oh, man.
No, I'm gonna say Colts.
Oh, okay.
I said I want to say Colts, and I'm gonna.
Okay.
Because they're at home.
Right.
That's the only thing. If this was in New Jersey, then I would probably go with the Jets.
Really?
Yeah, but because they're playing at home, coming off a loss, they're probably going to prepare like crazy for this, you know?
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna win. The Jets are gonna lose.
Yeah, I have to agree. I can't ever go with, especially the situation. It's Fitzpatrick at quarterback, which is such a mess there. But you know, maybe they did make a good decision there at the coach. I wish I won't ever think of his name.
No, neither will I.
Strange because I do know his name. But anyway, Colts are a better team. I was surprised at their loss last week, and maybe the Bills are just that good. Maybe they really are that good, and I hope not. But yeah, Colts. I'm gonna go Colts.
Yeah. All right. Well, we differed on a few though, like a lot of those actually.
Yeah.
So quite a few that we'll have to keep track of. We are keeping track.
Right.
We were both 9 and 7 last week.
Currently, yeah.
Even though we differed on a few, but a few of those I got right and he got right. And you got right. So we're tied 9 and 7. We're gonna keep that up because last year we tried, we just completely lost track.
Right.
But so we're gonna try to.
I think I was ahead at one point, and then it came close. I don't remember. So.
Yeah, because we stopped after like week 8 or 9. We were just like, what? Like who chose what last week? Like, what are we at? And so we're gonna try to do a better job of keeping track of that, and just see who's the better picker of these games. But just for fun, we're not like betting any money or anything.
Right.
But tune in next week when we recap this week, which is week 2, and we'll give our picks for next week, which is week 3. And hopefully, if everything else goes wrong, at least the Patriots will win.
Right.
Hopefully. But so until then, we're your hosts, Movie Master Mike
and Boston Boy.
reminding you to speak your geek,
balance your geek.